The year was 1643, in a small village called Woolsthorpe in England. During a harsh winter, a very weak baby was born. He was so fragile that people doubted he would survive. That child was Isaac Newton. Newton's father had died before his birth. A few years later, his mother remarried and left young Isaac with his grandmother. From a very early age, Newton lived a lonely life. He was quiet, withdrawn, and spent long hours alone. People thought he was slow or unimportant, but inside his mind, questions never stopped. Why do things fall down? Why does light travel straight? Why don't the stars fall from the sky? A student who seemed to fail, Newton went to school, but he was not considered a good student. Other children made fun of him. Teachers believed he was average at best, but Newton's real world was different. He built small windmills, water-powered clocks, paper models of flying objects. People laughed and said, "He will never become anything special." Newton stayed silent, but he remembered everything. University and the plague, and later entered Cambridge University, where his true journey began. But suddenly, a deadly plague spread across England. Universities were closed. Cities were abandoned. Newton returned to his village, alone and isolated. For most people, this period was a disaster. For Newton, it became the most productive time of his life. The apple that changed history. One day, Newton was sitting in his garden, lost in thought. Suddenly, thud, an apple fell from a tree. Most people would say, "The apple fell." Newton asked something different. Why did it fall downward? Why not sideways or upward? From this simple question, the idea of gravity was born and realized. Earth pulls objects toward itself. This force is not limited to apples. The same force controls the moon, planets, and stars. At that time, no one believed him, but Newton kept writing, calculating, and thinking. The secret of light. During the same period, Newton conducted experiments with light. He darkened a room and allowed a thin beam of sunlight to enter. He placed a prism in its path. The light split into 7 colors. The world believed colors came from objects. Newton proved something revolutionary. Colors exist inside light itself. This discovery transformed the science of optics. Newton then wrote the laws that still rule modern science. An object remains at rest or in motion unless acted upon by a force. Greater force produces greater acceleration. For every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. These laws became the foundation of vehicles, rockets, airplanes, machines. They changed how humanity understood movement. Newton published his masterpiece, Principia. The world was shaken. Albert Einstein later said, "Newton opened the door to understanding the universe." Yet Newton himself lived a lonely life. He avoided people, spoke little, worked late into the night, trusted few. Despite his fame, peace never truly came. In 1727, Sir Isaac Newton passed away. He was buried in Westminster Abbey, a place reserved for the greatest minds in history. On his grave, it was written, "Here lies a man who understood the laws of the universe." Newton's greatest message. Newton once said, "If I have seen further, it is by standing on the shoulders of giants." Meaning, knowledge comes from patience, hard work, and the courage to ask questions.